Ray diagrams for diverging lenses when the object is outside of F, or the focal point. So we got our diverging lens here with our axis of symmetry down the middle. We got our principal axis that goes through the middle of the lens. We got a focal point on each side, and we've got our object. Okay, so the first ray we're going to draw leaves the top of the object and hits the axis of symmetry, and then diverges through the focal point. Of the same side as the object. Okay, so the light goes this way, but we'll draw some imaginary lines backwards. Okay, so the light leaves the top of the object and then hits the axis of symmetry, changes direction. The next ray is going to leave the top of the object and travel through the center of the lens. So from there all the way through, leaves the center and travels through like that. And then the next ray is going to travel from the top of the object through the focal point on the other side of the lens, except the light is going to stop at the lens here, and it's going to travel parallel to the principal axis. Let me just find out there. And it travels this way. But you know what? We're going to draw some dots extending backwards. So it leaves the top of the object, moves out that way. So then, if you look closely, and it may be a little bit messy, so I'm going to use a totally different color. I'll use orange, and I hope that's visible. But all of our rays, well, none of our rays intersect. But some of the imaginary rays, some of the reflected rays, converge here. So here we've got our image, and here we've got our object. Oops. Right? So if we're going to look at the location of the image, it's going to be closer to the lens. The orientation of it, it's still going to be upright because it's on the same side as of the principal axis as the object. The size, it is much smaller. And the type is going to be virtual because all the other rays, the actual rays, diverge from one another, and it's these reflected rays back here that intersect with just the one ray that crosses through the vertex of the axis of symmetry and the principal axis. So that's a ray diagram for a diverging lens when the object is outside of F.